I also wanted to give you guys advice. So when I'm getting all these emails, it's usually like, I want to hear about your journey, how you got to where you are, and also what tips and advice do you have for me as I want to start my own nutrition business or as I want to explore non-traditional dietitian careers. So I came up with a list of 5 tips for starting your nutrition business. And the first tip is the first tip is to network. And I know dietitians just throw out the word network every 2 seconds, but it really is effective. I promise you it is. One of the greatest benefits of working at Chobani was that I met so many different people. I made so many connections. I built really strong relationships with colleagues. So when the time came to look for other opportunities, I had a lot of people in my corner and a lot of people I could reach out to. But networking is also a great way to get clients. I have a number of clients who I networked with first, and I just started building relationships with and going up to and introducing myself at conferences like Fancy. Another one of my clients I met at a food festival in Boston and just went up and introduced myself and told them what I did. So networking is so invaluable, just putting yourself out there, being authentic, being true to who you are, and you never know where that will take you. My second tip, speaking of getting your name out there through networking, is to get your name out there. There's so many different ways to get your name out there. We are so lucky to have all of these social media platforms at our fingertips, so make sure you're on them. Make sure that you have a website. Make sure you're marketing yourself and your brand, and that you're on Twitter and on Facebook and Pinterest and Instagram, and the platforms that make sense for you and your target audience. But get your name out there. I will say that it took a long time for me, a relatively long time in my eyes, to get my name out there as the foodie dietitian, and let people realize I'm no longer the Chobani girl, that I'm my own brand. So make sure you're dedicating time. Make sure you dedicate time to getting your name out there through different online platforms. Before you start worrying about getting your name out there, my third tip is to spend time developing your brand and your niche. This is really, really important. You've all heard the saying that if you're talking to everyone, you're talking to no one, right? So really take the time to figure out what your passions are, what it is you want to do, who your ideal client is, what does your target audience look like. Spend the time to really get to know your target audience, what makes them tick, what are the demographics, so that you can really start honing in on your branding to appeal to your target audience. And if you're like, I don't even know where to start, I don't really know what I'm interested in, I don't know what my brand should be, I have a couple of suggestions of resources for you that I found really helpful when I was first starting out. The first is this book called Body of Work, Finding the Thread That Ties Your Story Together by Pamela Slim. Pamela Slim is a world-renowned career coach, and this is kind of more or less a workbook for you to work through to figure out what it is you want to do and how to build your brand and build your business. Extremely helpful if you're first starting out and not really sure where to start. The second book that I love is The Desire Map by Danielle Laporte. It's a little more fluffy than Body of Work, but really impactful. So this is a great book if you're, again, trying to figure out, what are your goals for starting your business. The premise of this book is that typically when we set goals and then expect to feel a certain way after we achieve them, but we've kind of got it backwards. In this book, Danielle encourages you to first figure out how you want to feel in your life and identify what she calls are your core desired feelings, so how you want to feel in your life. And then once you define your core desired feelings, then you go on to create goals based on how you want to feel. It's a great read. And then last but not least, this is a book by the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, written by 2 dietitians, and it's called Making Nutrition Your Business, Private Practice and Beyond. So this is when you get to the point where you've kind of figured out you definitely want to start your business, you want to start learning about all the nitty-gritty, how to market, how to define your brand, what kind of business structure you should set up. Do you need an LLC, or does an S Corp make more sense for you? Should you incorporate? Those kind of questions will help answer I'll help you answer how much to charge clients, what your hourly rate should be, how to calculate that. So definitely some valuable information in here. My next tip is to invest in a strong web presence. So websites today are so important. I don't think anyone signs up for services anymore without before looking at a website to vet people. It's just how we vet people today. And if you yourself were looking for a restaurant to eat out at, or a massage therapist to see, if you Googled them and they didn't have a website, you'd be like, these people aren't legit. Well, that's what people are going to say about you too. If you're trying to get private practice clients or corporate clients and you don't have a website, people aren't going to think you're legit. So first and foremost, when you're starting your business, the first thing that I think you should focus on is getting that website up. Now, if you're working on a budget and you can't invest a lot of dollars in a website, you don't have to worry. There's tons of great platforms out there that are really easy, that have ready-to-go templates you can use to design your own website and blog. When I first started my blog, I just used a WordPress template and did it all myself. I didn't have any help. This past time around when I redesigned, I did elicit the help of a friend to help me design the website. But again, it's doable either way. But just make sure that you invest the time in creating that and designing that web presence for yourself, and that it aligns with your brand and what your goals are. My next tip is an important one. It is to form a support group or join a mastermind group. So becoming an entrepreneur can get pretty lonely. I'm not going to lie, I'm just going to put it out there. When I first started my business, I didn't have a support group in place. I didn't have a mastermind group in place. And I was miserable. I'm not kidding. I was starting out, I wanted to throw in the towel every day. I wasn't getting clients. I had no one to talk to, no one who was in my shoes to get feedback from and normalize that how I was feeling was, how we all feel at one point or another. It was really tough. And it wasn't until I started forming these support groups with like-minded entrepreneurs and a mastermind group that my business took off. That is when my business took off, is when I started having these support networks in place. So my advice is, don't wait as long as I did to get a support network and a mastermind group in place. Have that set up right from the beginning when you start your business, and you'll be so glad you did. And if you are a dietitian or you are a member of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, I'm on the Nutrition Entrepreneurs Dietetic Practice Group Executive Committee. And NE is a great tool and resource for dietitians who are just starting their own business. The listservs are really active. When I was first starting my business, I would go on and ask questions to the members all the time. And they also have a mentor service that helps you to actually form mastermind groups. They kind of take some of the work out for you and help to pair you up with other dietitians who are looking to join mastermind groups as well. And I lied. I have one more bonus tip for you. Tip number 6 is don't give up. I realize I sound kind of preachy and kind of like your mom right now, but like I said, there were so many times I was ready to throw in the towel and give up, and I'm so glad I didn't, because it does pay off. All of that hard work will pay off, but unfortunately it takes time. And if you're anything like me, you're probably not a patient person, and you want things to be done like tomorrow or yesterday. And that's hard when you're starting a business, is to cultivate that patience and be mindful and know that good things will come if you put in the hard work. Just set intentions, meditate, put out what you want from your business to the universe, and eventually it'll all start to come around and come full circle, and you'll be more busy than you ever thought you could be, which is kind of where I am right now. So you will get to that place. If you want to get to that place and you are determined and you're hardworking, you will get there. Just keep up that persistence, keep up that determination, reach out for support, define your niche, define your brand, build your website, and you'll go far. You'll be amazing. And I'm totally here for you along the way. So if you have any other specific questions that I might not have answered in this video, please feel free to email me or leave a comment in the comment section below, or head on over to my blog and leave a comment, and I'd be more than happy to give you further advice and help you in any way I can. So thank you for tuning in and for listening. I wish you all so much success in your journey to start your own nutrition business. Sending big hugs and positive vibes your way. Go get 'em.